Hi guys, happy 1st of October. I hope you're all really well on this great, miserable, horrible Sunday. It's well and truly autumn now and I'm loving it, loving all the autumn colours. So just wanted to do a quick roundup of my favourites for September. Yeah, we're in October now. And there's 3 eye products, which is really unusual for me, all eyeshadows, and then a couple of base bits and a film. So I will get cracking and I will start with a palette that I'm sure will come as no surprise. Haven't actually had chance, been so busy to watch many favourites videos on YouTube yet for September, but I imagine this will have featured quite heavily in September and probably some of the month before's favourites for people. But it's the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and if it has featured in favourites, it's with good reason. It's a beautiful warm toned palette. I've got it on the eyes today along with one of the other products I'm going to talk about, and these are literally all my absolute favourite shades to wear. The only thing I would say is obviously this is very sort of reddy toned, which I love, but I also love quite purpley toned, but we've got a few here that are even a bit more down the burgundy sort of scale. So this palette is fab. I think on the eyes today I have got these 2 in the crease, which is Saucer and Low Blow. And then I've got a little bit of Dirty Talk and Scorched, and I've got a little bit of Ember as well, so I've got quite a lot of this palette on. It's really, really beautiful. I haven't actually owned, which is very strange for somebody who owns a lot of makeup, but any of the other Naked palettes, they just didn't appeal to me. The third one looked quite nice, like a lot of the sort of more rosy tone that I love. When this came out, there was no question about it. Like, I knew that this was a palette I needed and loved. Obviously it's got a big mirror. I like that the packaging's plastic. I know some of the other ones were sort of, I think, cardboard, but this is much more sort of to my taste. So I really love this palette. That's a really big favourite for the month. Then the 2 other eye products are both super, super glittery. So we have this palette here from Nars, which is, oh, it just says eyeshadow palette, but it's part of the Christopher Kane limited edition chrome sort of hardwired palette. So these 5 shades, everything except this one in the corner, are really glittery and very fine glitter, not chunky, not something as glittery as, I don't know if you've tried like the Stila glitters in the sort of tube with the doe foot applicator. They're not as chunky as that, it's very fine, but it's definitely glitter, not shimmer. This one here is more of a shimmer, as I say the rest of them are, and I've done a blog post on it, so I'll link that down below. They change colour a lot. So in this light, this colour here is quite reddy toned, but it keeps coming up on camera as very orangey toned. And I can see it's kind of in between, but on your hand it definitely looks more red again, but on camera it's looking much more sort of orangey, sort of coppery tone. So they're definitely very changeable. This purpley one has got blue glitter in, so it's that sort of holographic purple, purple to blue sort of tone. We've got a dark one here with a glitter through that sometimes looks silver and sometimes looks blue, and then a goldy shade that here looks very green toned, sometimes looks very yellow gold, and then almost like a white here. And it is stunning. It is so beautiful on the eyes, especially for this sort of now lead up to the Christmas time. You know, glitters are just perfect, and it's small, it's compact. It's only £34, which I don't think is a bad price for Nars. I thought it would be more expensive. Yeah, so this is a real favourite. I only got it towards the end of the month and I've used it almost daily. I don't have it on today, but I've really, really loved that. Then, this is a product I've loved for ages and ages. I think a year almost. I think I got it just before Christmas last year and I've loved it. And I've never spoken about it because at the time they told me it was limited edition. And when I did go to look back, it was gone. And something just made me check on the website again recently because I've been loving using it. And it's back, it's in their permanent line, and it's called Jubilance, and it is this beautiful pinky taupey glitter. It's what I've got on my lids today, but again, it isn't a shimmer, there is a glitter, but it's so fine, it's not chunks of glitter. I don't know if you can see that, I will do a close-up for you, but it is absolutely stunning. It looks stunning on his own, but I also really love applying it over, so like if you're doing a really dark smoky eye, just applying it in the middle of the eyelid over the top, and it just almost gives like a wet look to the eyes. It's stunning. And as I say, I've not spoken about it because I thought you guys wouldn't be able to buy it if you liked it, but it is definitely on the website available, and it's stunning. As I've had it a year, I've used it loads, and look at that, like I've barely made a dent in it. You only need the tiniest amount. So those are my 3 eyeshadow favourites. Very blingy eyes, and I've been really loving that the last month. For base products, I'm going to start with the one that again will come as no surprise to you. This is Fenty Beauty, and this is actually the only product from the line that I bought, and it's this beautiful jaw highlighter, so the Killawatt highlighters, and this one's Lightning Dust and this one is Fire Crystal. I don't know if you can see here, but if not I will insert a picture for you. I've been using this quite a lot. It's just like my mirror because it's always out to like do my mascara, and as I opened it the one day I scraped my nail right through here, through the middle, and took a big chunk of the product out, and I was so sad. But they're absolutely stunning. I have got them on today. Again, obviously it can be hard to pick up on camera, but I've got it on here down the centre of the nose and a little bit on the cupid's bow. They're just amazing. When I actually swatched them on my hand, I was almost a bit disappointed because they seemed like glittery and a bit chunky, but I don't know if it was just a dusting because there's absolutely no glitter in them. They just come across as this beautiful beam of highlight. I'm really, really impressed, but there wasn't a lot else from the line that sort of spoke out to me. The foundations are super matte, which I don't like. The primer, I'd heard really mixed reviews about it being silicone-y and not too sure. The gold highlighter that people have been going crazy for is just not a shade I would ever wear. The lip glass, I thought, yeah, but I don't wear a lot of glass, so this was the only thing that I really fancied. I did like the look of the sticks, the highlighting sticks, but again, I'd heard quite mixed reviews, and for me, I much prefer a powder sort of highlight. So this is an absolute win. I've been wearing it almost every single day, so well done to Rihanna for that. Then I've just actually put an Instagram up just today on this. This is the YSL All Hours Foundation. I did a video a couple of videos ago where I did half with the new Nars stick foundation that I'd bought and half with the All Hours because they were both new foundations. But at the time I'd just got a sample of this foundation and I loved it that much, and I've been using it that much that I had to go and buy a full bottle of it. It says that it's meant to last for 24 hours. It doesn't say it on the bottle, it's on the box. 24-hour matte wear. Now I have to disagree with that. Now I don't know if it is because of the nature of the products I use underneath in terms of glowy highlighters, really like illuminating, moisturising serums and moisturisers underneath, or whether it's my skin or what, but I do not find this to sit matte on my skin at all. I don't own a single matte well, I obviously do now, but matte foundations are not my thing. Dewy and glowy are. Now, it's certainly not that sweaty glow that you can get from some really dewy foundations where it's like beaming, but it is not a flat matte, and it certainly isn't on me. I still feel that I look quite glowy, and I haven't got it on today. I was trying out the double wear cushion foundation, so it's not on the skin unfortunately, but you can see it in that video which I'll link for you. But I just love it. It lasts really well. I love the colour on me. I love everything about it. It was really fantastic. But I do love YSL foundations. I love their Touche Eclat foundation. I love their cushion foundation. I love their Youth Liberator foundation. So for me, I would say YSL is actually probably my #1 choice for foundations. There isn't one that I've tried that I haven't got on with. So another real win. And as I say, that's meant to be matte, and I wasn't sure if it's the products I use underneath, and that leads me on to one of the products I've been using underneath. This is the, I'll give you a shake, it looks a bit gross, Bourjois Sculpt Bronze Illuminator, and it's like a liquid bronzy highlighter, and it is designed to be a highlighter. It's really crazy glowy. Again, I have used it on my drugstore video that I put up. I think it was my last video on using all drugstore products on my base, and you know, it is really orange, really glowy. I could never use that as a highlighter because it's way too dark for my skin, but what I've been really enjoying doing is putting it all over my face. I look like a crazy alien because it's like really orange, really like sort of shimmery like this all over my whole face. And then going in with foundation on top, and obviously the foundation completely takes that colour out, but you just have the glow coming through and look really healthy. Again, haven't done it today because I wanted to try out this new foundation and see how it worked on its own, but I'll link that video and you can see me doing it and see how then the foundation applies over the top. But it's been something I've been loving doing for this month. So I think it's like, no, I think it might be £9.99. I'll link it down below. It's either £6.99 or £9.99. It's really quite similar to the Marc Jacobs highlighter as well, which I've said, but for a fraction of the price. So really, really been loving that. Lastly, and I'm going to have to open this really carefully, and I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but this is my Marc Jacobs blusher in Flesh and Fantasy. And for any of you that don't know, when you open these, they're meant to, I'll insert a picture, be beautiful stripes of a lighter and darker toned blush. I very sadly smashed this blusher to pieces a couple of months ago now. I was carrying it to take a photo, it slipped. I tried to catch it up against the side with my leg and it still slipped. As I opened it, it just shattered to pieces. But I love it that much. Let me see if I can show you. Right, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. I can't really tip it much more, but I will do a close-up for you. When I say shattered, I mean it literally shattered to pieces. And I was so sad that I just picked it up and put back in the pan what I could. But I've still just been dipping my brush in and absolutely almost fell more in love with it. I think the fact I broke it made me want to use it more because I couldn't really use it, and I've still just been managing to mix my brush in. Obviously I had to tap off a lot of the excess. I've got it on my cheeks today. It's a really natural colour that just goes with everything. I really will be repurchasing a sort of non-broken version of this. The formulation's great, it lasts really well. I find at the end of the day I've still got my blusher on and it still looks like it did in the morning. So this has been a real favourite, even though it's very sadly shattered to pieces. That is all my beauty favourites. My last one that I wanted to talk about was a film. And I went to see it on Friday, so it was still in September, and it was Goodbye Christopher Robin, and I cannot tell you how impressed I was with the film. It's one that isn't shown in a lot of cinemas. I had to really sort of search to find a local cinema that was showing it. And when I was little, Winnie the Pooh was like the book. My dad used to read it me every night. He did all the voices for the different characters. And Piglet was my favourite. I was totally obsessed. Went to Disneyland or Disney World. Well, I did both actually. Did Paris and Florida, but when I was in Florida, like it was Piglet and Winnie the Pooh that I just loved. Really obsessed with them. And we had a beautiful, which we've still got, classic version, like a thick Winnie the Pooh book with all the traditional Winnie the Pooh characters rather than the Disney ones. So, you know, I do love Winnie the Pooh. So when I saw that this story was out, I really wanted to go. But I had not expected such a heart-wrenching film. I'm not exaggerating when I say like I was actually like sobbing to try and like keep it together. My mum was next to me crying. Hubby the other side, not crying, but I could see that he was getting a bit emotional as well. There was a lady in front of us who was actually having to full on blow her nose like really loud because she'd obviously been crying so much. But in a way where, not like a sad film, like, I don't know, I can't explain, like I still felt good when I went out at the end, but it was really heart-wrenching, and it was more the story of the author A.A. Milne and his life and his relationship with his child, who was obviously the real Christopher Robin, how the story came to be, the kid's relationship with the nanny, the kid's relationship with his toys and his upbringing. It was just amazing. If you get a chance to go and see it, you must go and see it. And the second that's out on DVD, I'm buying it so that I can watch it at home and cry even more because I had to try and keep it together in the cinema. So that is all my favourites, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe down below and give it a thumbs up if you did. And I'll be back. My next video is going to be a massive haul. I'm going to do it in 2 stages because I bought quite a lot at the weekend. So I'm going to do like a Primark, Matalan, cheaper sort of budget one, and then I'm going to do a few of the high street stalls and my makeup and sort of skincare bits that I bought. See you next time. Bye!